Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and today we're reviewing.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah. I think this is part 13.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I think there's only like 5 episodes left. I mean, to best explain it, it's another one of them things where there was a lot of plot development for the unimportant stuff, in the sense that I think like they seem to have forgotten that like all the sheriffs and stuff like that all had their little get together, and they're like, look, we're gonna go to this place and then go and find this a portal to another dimension in 2 days. That was like about 3 episodes ago, and there's been no mention and no sight of them since. I mean, you had Bobby flipping messing about in the diner, and then eyeing up whatever her name is in the diner who he's got the kid with, and it's like, yo, ain't you meant to be somewhere, mate? It's like they've completely... I mean, this episode you had the little red room thing with Ray and stuff like that, but apart from that, in terms of the kind of extra normal stuff, it's like forgot about it.
Yeah, but it's something they do on the show, isn't it? They go off and they focus on whoever they want to focus on, and they get away from the story without. I don't know. And also it's hard to like work out the passage of time. It's like how much time has gone by.
Well, it's got to have been like at least, because you had Sheriff Truman go and see Sarah Palmer last episode, and then last episode you had Bobby in the diner with his kid and chick. So that's got to be like, because it was like night time, wasn't it? Because the woman was beeping her horn. So that's got to be like a day. And then Sheriff Truman was like, that must have been earlier on in the day. So a day's got to have passed. And then, I mean, you had... A day must have passed with Dougie Jones and stuff like that, because you had him doing his little parade thing through like the offices, and the brothers were like, oh yeah, you hooked us up, here's all these gifts and stuff like that. They're very good at like completely forgetting stuff, because we never went back to New York and the glass cube, never went back to that. They kind of wrapped up Shaggy, they lopped his head off. So yeah, I mean, you had Sarah Palmer sitting there watching that boxing match. You had, which I didn't really get the relevance of that. I mean, she's stuck in a loop and stuff like that, if you know what I mean, metaphorically, watching the same...
I suppose she was always... Like, she used to have visions and stuff and whatnot. I guess in the times and stuff, family is completely falling apart. This is what her life is, I guess.
The only kind of, now I think about it now, the whole boxing match, I know, like, do you know Dougie Jones' boss, I guess? He has that kind of boxing poster behind him, so I guess he used to be a boxer. Maybe there's some tie in there. Maybe she's watching him fight, but I don't really get the relevance. Those detectives as well. They've got to be like the worst detectives.
Oh, the ones that are always laughing. Yeah.
And like the fingerprints come back, Dougie Jones's fingerprints, and it's like, oh yeah, he escaped from prison, is a missing FBI agent. They just screwed it up and put it in the bin. You know what I mean? It's like, these guys have got to be the worst. It'd probably be a hoot to work there. You know what I mean? But it's like things like that have got to... See, I'm not too invested with the show, in the sense that I'm not like... I mean, I like it, but I'm not a super fan, in the sense that I can imagine that sort of stuff's annoying, in the sense that you're annoyed that Dale Cooper...
I'm annoyed that Cooper isn't Cooper, yeah.
I don't think he's going to be for this season. He might... They might fix him in the finale, but I mean...
I think this is Lynch being Lynch. Like that, even that thing you're talking about with the agents or detectives, whatever they are, it's always you want answers, here you are, but you're not going to get him, and he throws him in the bin. You know what I mean? It's just him doing this thing. It's the same. It was the same in the original show with Laura Palmer, which everyone wanted an answer to, and he refused to bloody well answer it. It was the same with Firewalk with Me, a prequel when no one wanted a prequel. People want Cooper back, and he's not going to give it to them. He's just doing his thing, I guess.
Yeah, but my kind of worry is that you've got all of these kind of unimportant threads, if you know what I mean, that when it actually comes down to it, everything's going to be rushed. And I think I've got a feeling I've said that before, but I feel like it's all over the place, and it's going to be like, oh, but by the way, in the season finale we're going to put it all together, but really it's going to be like nothing for 17 episodes, and then in the finale it's all going to like pull it all together, and it's going to seem like, oh.
You know, I don't think it is going to. I think we'll get some answers, but I don't think he's going to answer everything. I don't think he wants to answer everything. He clearly doesn't want to. If he did, I don't want to belabor the point and a half on it again, but I will stand by, if David Lynch was the guy who wanted to answer all the questions he posed, Firewalk with Me never would have been a prequel. It would have wrapped up the damn story. He doesn't want to wrap up the story.
The problem is, he's got to be a confident guy, because it's got to pull in the numbers. If it doesn't pull in the numbers and it doesn't get renewed, the same thing's going to happen all over again. You know what I mean? It's going to be sitting on it, and I don't think he's really got time left to sit on it to kind of do whatever. And again, they'll bring out another film, and then they'll probably wrap it up.
The thing is, I don't think he wants that. So that's the point. I don't think he wants. I'm not even sure he wants another season. I don't know what. I forget what network it's on. Maybe Showtime, something like that. I don't know what their ratings are like, but I imagine if they wanted to do Twin Peaks, they'd do it again. But I don't think he wants to.
So I don't kind of know. I mean, you had the whole thing with Rita and her franchising. I was like, what kind of, what? As if there's like a 5-10 minute scene of her sitting down talking about her franchise in restaurants. It's like, it's not really relevant to anything.
Big Ed came back.
Say that again.
Big Ed.
Who's that?
The guy that was sat there, used to have a thing with her, was there with Bobby in the diner. He's James's uncle.
Yeah.
The guy, the woman with the eye patch, they used to be married.
Yeah, the eye patch woman and I guess Dr. Jacoby, they kind of met up because she was like fawning over his shovels and stuff like that. There's a reference to Phil Jeffries as well, that he was David Bowie in Fire Walk with Me, right? Because there was a thing like, Agent Jeffries, whatever. You kind of have the conspiracy. You had the guy who works with Dougie Jones, and he was like, is working for that. I've seen that guy before, but I can't quite put my finger on what he's been in, and it's annoying. But yeah, he's the conspiracy guy, and he gets him to poison him, and then he weaks out, and then he's crying. You had the arm wrestling scene, and he just pops the ball guy in the face. And then you had the whole Ray.
That's still. I just went on that rant about we're not going to get answers, and I'm going to complain about it though. I still want to know how evil Cooper works without Bob. Like, I don't get it. Like, what is he? Is he just some doppelganger? Like, what's his end game? I would love to know that. If we're not going to get an answer on anything, that's what I want an answer about.
Yeah. And then you had the whole Ray thing, and they dragged that out for like 15 minutes. I mean, he pops him in the leg and is just sitting there talking to him for like 15 minutes. It's like, I get the impression it's like a half-hour episode, but they drag it out to be an hour, and they just put like anything in there to fill up the space. But whether it's part of some sort of master plan, but that's always the feeling I get. That's why they have the kind of music thing at the end that lasts for like 10 minutes. It's like...
I'm not saying you actually like it. Like, if you don't like it, that's cool. But what I mean is, like...
That's cool, because at the end, I just, like, as soon as the music starts playing, it's like, oh, that's the end of the episode for me.
Right. If you're not into it, you're not into it. That's okay. But what I mean is, like, it's not like he's screwing up and he has to think, oh, let's fill it in. This is intentional. This is what he wants. Showtime said, make your damn show and do whatever the hell you want. This is it. This is what he wanted Twin Peaks to be when it was on network TV.
Yeah, but they probably thought it was going to be like amazing, and I don't get the feeling that, because it's kind of, to me, it just comes off like an average TV show. It's not like, it's cool and it's edgy and stuff like that, but it's not the kind of show that in my head I feel is going to pull in like 20 million viewers and is going to get like 9-10 rating reviews. You know what I mean?
Nothing does nowadays, does it? You know, TV is different. And
Game
also,
of Thrones.
Oh yeah, but that's
Breaking Bad.
Fair point. That's a fair. But Breaking Bad, no, it wasn't 20 million, was it? It got good ratings, but I mean, talk about that. That's still not network TV, is it? Like we're talking, Twin Peaks used to be, I think, ABC, or maybe
Yeah, but it's on Showtime now, which is cable. Breaking Bad was on AMC.
That's not TV's changed, and Showtime doesn't get the ratings they did, and Twin Peaks has been followed by a lot of things that's done what Twin Peaks did. I was about Lost earlier. Lost was a lot like Twin Peaks, except for not as kooky eccentric. It's just times have changed, and this is what he wants to do.
So that's my kind of feeling. So I feel like this episode there was a lot of, again, like last week, I mean, I feel like it's completely, if I could describe it in a word, absconding from the main plot or whatever. I mean, there was nothing for me this episode that, it was just one of them things I just watched. There was nothing that made me think, oh, that was like, you know what I mean? I mean, I like it, but I don't love it.
My question would be is, what exactly is the main plot? Like, is it Cooper? Is it trying to get him back to being who he was? Because it used to be Laura Palmer. I think that's the question a lot of people had when the show wrapped up.
Well,
it didn't go on, but if there was a season 3, what would Twin Peaks have been about?
Say Dale Cooper came through the plug socket and he was like completely normal, then like everything else, like, what would be the plot line there? Because
exactly.
there'd be no Dougie Jones stuff. I guess he'd like go after the doppelganger. It'd be him going after the doppelganger, going from place to place and unraveling his criminal enterprise, I guess. That's what it'd be.
I suppose. I think it's a relevant question, because although at this point I don't think Twin Peaks will come back, if it did, that would be the question. About what are you going to do then?
If it did, it would be a film like Fire Walk With Me, except it'll actually wrap it up as opposed to being a prequel. Or maybe he'll just do a prequel again. Who knows? Maybe they'll have Doppelganger Cooper showing what he's been up to and stuff like that.
Nah, I'll tell you what to do. It will set it like 40 years in the future. I know you have all these questions about what happened in between and you'll never get the answer.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Let's talk numbers.
I'll go with 7.5. I thought it was alright.
I'll give it a 7. It was nothing like straining, but there was nothing there that made me think, oh, this is super good. So yeah, I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And this is the Superhero Hub, The Return. See you next week.